Your body is complete. You are ready for the step where you get to add eyes, fins, a mouth. So for the fins, you're going to be using the slab building technique, okay? So you're gonna get a hunk of clay, make sure it's nice and solid. And then if I wanted to have a fin, a top fin that's kind of longer like this, it's more of a rectangular shape. So after I have my nice hunk of clay, I can roll it so it becomes longer, like that fin shape that I'm hoping for, okay? And then I need to make my slab, okay? So you're gonna give it 2 pats, pat, pat, okay? And then flip it over. The reason we only do 2 pats before we flip it over is we don't want it to stick to the table. Pat, pat, okay? Pat, pat, okay? And you can see I did more because I wanted to give it 2 pats here, 2 pats there. Begin measuring it. You want your clay to be the thickness of your finger. Over here, it's pretty close to what I want. Over here, it's quite thick, okay? So I'm gonna keep going. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, pat, and I'm gonna measure it again. Ooh, it's getting really close to that desirable. Still a little bit thick over there. Okay, pat, pat. All right. If you get it thinner than your finger, it becomes very fragile and it could break. Okay, so don't get it thinner. Then you will want to place your fish slightly over the edge of it. The reason is we want to trace the contour, the curve of this, okay? If I just place it right here, the fin where it connects is going to be very flat, okay? So I'm going to let it overlap just a little bit, and then using a pencil from your tool cup, you are going to trace that contour of the top of the fish, okay? And I'm gonna lift that away, and there's a fish of my, the curve of my fish's body, okay? And then just go and just lightly kind of sketch out whatever fin shape you're hoping for. Let's say I want it to kind of go up a ways, okay? When you're happy with it, then you can go and cut it out. So look for a knife-like tool, and then cutting. I often find that kind of tracing it kind of shallow the first time is helpful, and then I can go back a bit deeper. Okay, so cutting it out. And once you cut it out, it's not going to look all too great, okay? One thing, these edges are going to be really sharp once they're fired in the kiln, so smooth over those, round them out, okay? Kind of pinch over them, and try it out, okay? See what you think of it, okay? The other thing, we have these loop tools, these wire ones, and you can be cutting into it to create different fin marks. So I'm just going to press all the way down to the table, and it just cuts some of it away. Okay, same thing, those edges are going to be really sharp. They're just kind of bumpy and rough as well. So just by gently kind of pressing my fingers against them, not really pinching, but just pressing it against, I'm able to kind of soften them up a bit. Just like that, okay? There it is. And as I did with this fin, I kind of made it flutter a bit. It's not just going straight out, which looks really harsh, but it's kind of like it's moving in the water. So have fun with how you attach it. The curve, that is. When you're ready to join it up, it's very important that you be using water and a scratch tool. So let's talk about how we attach pieces. So first of all, we need to scratch each surface. So I'm going to scratch it nice and deep, okay? And it can be helpful just dipping this in the water as you scratch it, because you need it to be mucky, okay? And then I'm going to just kind of print it on, and I get a rough idea there of where my fin is going to attach, okay? Use plenty of water, scratch it up so it's nice and mucky and muddy, okay? And then I'm going to press it on, okay? Just like that. Be careful not to press too hard, and I'm happy with that, okay? I recommend going back and kind of smoothing that transition of where it attaches. It can be helpful using these tools. My favorite one is the scratch tool that has a rounded edge to it. The wooden one is really wonderful for joining body parts, but make it look like it's truly joined. If you look at my back fin. Again, I smoothed it on. When it comes time to making these side fins or the eyes, always make 2 fins at a time, okay? Or 2 eyes at a time, so that you can be confident that they do indeed match in size, okay? And then you'd be adding it on, and because I want it to look like it's swimming in the water, maybe I'm just going to scratch and attach in this area. Okay, I also did choose to add some lips to mine. So you can be rolling some coils to make some very distinctive lips. I chose not to smooth it on because I wanted them to truly look like lips. So have fun. Everybody should have at least 1, 2, 3, and 4 fins to their fish, since it's a sculpture in the round. That means it's a sculpture we're meant to view from all sides. And have fun with it. Okay, make sure that your slab, again, is a finger in thickness, okay, a thumb, I should say, so that these parts are all nice and strong. Have fun.